we tend to operate on a fundamental, comforting assumption that all beings who wear the human form possess the same essential qualities: a soul, a capacity for love, and an innate connection to the divine. It's a beautiful thought that unites us in a shared human experience. But what if this assumption, while comforting, is incomplete? What if there are individuals among us who appear entirely human, who can mimic our emotions and navigate our social structures with ease, but are, in essence, internally empty, not metaphorically wounded, but fundamentally vacant? Today, we are venturing into a difficult but necessary territory. We will explore the ancient and modern understanding of these soulless beings, not to create fear, but to foster profound discernment. You will learn the subtle energetic signs that differentiate them, helping you to finally make sense of past experiences and to protect your own inner light in the future. The soul is not merely the breath of life, it is the captain of our vessel. It is the center of our moral consciousness, the source of our empathy, and the divine spark that longs for truth, beauty, and meaning. It gives weight to our choices and authenticity to our emotions. A person with a soul wrestles with their conscience. A person without one simply calculates. A soulless being may possess intelligence, humor, or even charm, but there is no higher purpose guiding their existence. They are not tethered to a higher field of meaning. They are, in metaphysical terms, not fallen souls, but empty vessels. This is not a new discovery. The ancient esoteric text, Pistis Sophia, speaks of humans born without the light, existing only to ensnare those who carry true spirit. Hindu traditions mention asuras, beings who look human but act without divine impulse. Even Christian scriptures warn of tares among the wheat. These are not mere allegories, they are spiritual diagnostics. From a modern lens, we might label these individuals as narcissists or sociopaths, but while psychology deals with behavior, esotericism deals with essence. Not all who are mentally ill are soulless, and not all who appear successful possess the soul. The difference lies not in appearance, but in energetic quality. One of the clearest signs is a persistent emotional vacuity. A soulless person rarely experiences authentic emotion. Their laughter doesn't reach their eyes. It's a performance of mirth, a sound without the light behind it. For example, imagine you share wonderful news, a promotion you've worked years for. Instead of sharing in your joy, they might offer a perfectly correct but hollow phrase like, "That's great, you deserve it," before immediately changing the subject back to themselves. The emotional resonance just isn't there. A second critical sign is the absence of true empathy. They cannot perceive or resonate with the feelings of others. They might mimic the correct facial expression of concern, but their energy remains cold and detached. Think of a time you were truly hurting. A soulful person might not know what to say, but they will sit with you in your pain. You will feel their presence as a comfort. A soulless person will grow impatient. They might say, "You should just get over it," or worse, use your vulnerability as an opportunity to lecture or control you. When confronted with suffering, they either ignore it, minimize it, or exploit it. They rarely engage in true self-reflection. Asking them why they did something is like speaking to a wall. They will deflect, lie, project blame, or create a confusing word salad to escape genuine introspection. Their self-image is fragile, constructed entirely from external validation. They do not grow from mistakes because they do not internalize experiences at a soul level. Manipulation is not a tactic. It is their default mode of interaction. Their lies are intricate and constant, not just to cover up wrongdoings, but to manage and control reality itself. They exploit trust without remorse and frequently gaslight victims to make them question their own sanity. This chronic deception is a mask, attempting to conceal their inner emptiness. Consequently, their relationships are fragile and one-sided. They maintain connections only as long as they serve an interest. Deep bonds of trust, loyalty, or love rarely develop. You will often leave an interaction with them feeling strangely drained, confused, or unseen. The relationship is a one-way street where all energy, your attention, your love, your vitality, flows to them. Their intimacy is not fueled by love, but by possession and power. They cannot endure silence or stillness. Silence is a mirror, and for them, it reflects an inner void. This is why they must constantly fill the space with noise, compulsive talking, endless screen time, or substance use. Their discomfort with stillness reveals a profound lack of inner peace. You will notice the stark incongruity between their words and their energy. They may speak heavily of love, truth, and light, but their presence feels cold, hollow, or predatory. This dissonance is confusing, but for those attuned to vibrational cues, it is unmistakable. Their spiritual language is merely camouflage. They frequently change their persona. Like a chameleon, they adapt their beliefs, narratives, and allegiances to fit situations or exploit social dynamics. This is not growth. It is a sign of instability, opportunism, and the lack of a core, consistent self. One of the most disturbing signs is emotional flatness in moments that should evoke a strong response. When others cry, they may smirk. When someone shares deep pain, they may respond with cold impatience. This is because the soul is the organ through which we experience reverence, beauty, and the sacred. Without it, a person may appreciate things intellectually, but they cannot feel their essence. Their life lacks richness, and their sense of purpose is often purely material. They may pursue wealth, status, or dominance, but never inner transformation. Their goals are horizontal, not vertical, reaching out into the world, but never upward toward the divine. This horizontal orientation, this focus on the purely material world with a complete inability to feel the sacred, is one of the most telling signs. It reveals not just what they lack, but what they fundamentally seek from those who possess what they don't, true spiritual light. And this leads us to the darker, more active aspect of their existence, their role as energetic parasites and the profound impact they have on the lives of soulful people. This role as an energetic parasite explains many of the more confusing and draining characteristics you may have observed. Because they cannot generate their own light, They must source it from their environment. And this fundamental need influences how they think, speak, and act in the world. You may notice that they often speak in cliches and borrowed opinions. Their wisdom is a carefully constructed collage of popular quotes and strategic viewpoints, assembled to create the appearance of depth without any of the substance. For example, in a deep conversation about life, they might offer a well-known spiritual platitude like, "Everything happens for a reason," but if you gently press them on what that means to them personally, they will become irritated or quickly change the subject. The quote is a shield, not an integrated belief. Their inner world is shallow, and they fear the exposure of that emptiness. Furthermore, there is a chilling absence of remorse. A soulful person, when confronted with their own wrongdoing, feels the sting of it in their heart. They repent not just to avoid consequences, but because their inner compass demands it. For the soulless, however, an apology is not an act of repentance. It is a strategic move to de-escalate a conflict or regain control. It may sound correct, but it will feel mechanical and empty, devoid of any true recognition of the harm they have caused. This leads to the most common experience people report: a pattern of profound confusion and exhaustion. After interacting with them, you may feel drained, disoriented, or subtly invaded. This is not simply a personality clash. It is the consequence of an energetic imbalance. Some esoteric traditions refer to them as energy parasites, entities that must feed off the vitality of a soul because they have none of their own. It is the energetic equivalent of being slowly bled dry. In group settings, they exhibit a chameleon-like ability to blend in. They are masters of social camouflage. In a business meeting, they adopt the persona of a ruthless leader. In a yoga class, they speak of universal love. The persona is a costume, changed to fit the scene. This is why they can be so hard to detect in spiritual or psychological communities. They learn the language of light to mask their inner darkness. They may speak of healing and awakening, but their actions betray a complete lack of genuine transformation, and perhaps most hauntingly, there is often a deadness in their eyes. Many sensitive individuals have described this experience. The eyes, rightly called the windows to the soul, reveal a profound absence. It's not necessarily malice you see, but a void, a flatness, a look that observes you like an object, without any hint of shared humanity or inner light. It is a look that does not connect, it only assesses. When we look into the eyes of a truly soulful person, even one who is suffering, we see life. In the eyes of the soulless, there is often a void that feels colder than death. So, how do we navigate a world where such beings exist? Recognition is not about judgment or paranoia. It is about sacred discernment. To recognize the souls is to protect your vitality, your spiritual clarity, and your path. The first key is to feel, not analyze. Your logical mind will try to make excuses for them. Maybe they're just having a bad day. Or maybe I'm being too sensitive. But your body, your energetic field, does not lie. If you consistently feel drained, confused, or even physically unwell in someone's presence, Trust that feeling above all else. It is your soul's most honest feedback. Look for coherence. Do their compassionate words align with the cold energy? Do they show kindness when no one is watching? Another powerful method of recognition is the stillness test. The next time you are with someone you feel uncertain about, simply allow for a moment of silence. Don't ask a question, don't fidget, just let the silence grow. A soulful person can rest in stillness. A soulless being will squirm. The silence is a mirror reflecting their inner void, and they despise it. They will feel compelled to break it with nervous chatter, a sudden distraction, or artificial emotion, anything to escape what they see. To protect yourself, you must fortify your own soul. This does not require superstition or fear, but clarity and alignment. Begin each day by grounding yourself. This simply means bringing your full presence into your body, feeling your feet on the earth, and declaring your connection to your source, God, or the universe. Then, set energetic boundaries, just as you would physical ones. Before entering a difficult environment, take a moment to visualize a sphere of golden or white light surrounding you. This is not fantasy. It is a focused act of intention, a declaration of your energetic sovereignty. You can also carry talismans of resonance, a crystal, a cross, an ankh, not as magic charms, but as physical anchors to remind you of your own light and power. If you must interact with such a person, limit your vulnerability. Be kind, but not open. Be respectful, but not trusting. Do not share your sacred dreams, your deepest wounds, or your spiritual insights with them. It is like handing a map of your soul's treasures to a thief. They will not understand, and they may use it against you. Most importantly, remember that the purpose of this knowledge is not to create a world of suspicion, but to empower you with discernment. It is to remind you that your inner light is both your greatest treasure and your strongest shield. The more you nourish your own soul through beauty, nature, prayer, and self-love, the more vibrant your light becomes, and the less susceptible you are to any form of darkness. You are the guardian of your own sacred space. You have the right to choose who and what you allow into your energetic field. If this video brought clarity to an experience you have had but couldn't explain, I invite you to subscribe and join our community, a space dedicated to spiritual discernment and empowerment. Your journey is not one of paranoia, but of growing wisdom. In the comments below, share one practice you use to protect your own energy. Your wisdom might be the shield someone else needs to find today. And please, share this video, not to spread fear, but to spread awareness and help protect the light in others. Thank you for your courage in exploring this difficult topic.